created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
Before we jump into your second area, I wanted to share a little with you of the actual text of Un dia all'azzurro spazio. The first introductory words that are just colpito chi m'avete, oh mio geloso cielo, il più puro palpitar. You may have noticed that what I told you at the beginning, qual poema è la parola amor, when he says amor, qui causa di scherno, that is the first time when he says, you people, you laugh at love because you actually don't know it. Then there is this initial part, somehow lovely, somehow cantabile. But one thing that I wanted to mention about the way Andrea Chenier is written is that you don't have the ligaturas anywhere. This is not to be a song that is to be legato. We have spoken in the past that legato gives you an idea of continuous fluid of breath and the same intention, and there is a number of things as in Puccini used legaturas, for there are 20 notes and he keeps adding to his legato because
Yep.
Puccini really liked that continuous flow of music. But in the case of Giordano, there are not ligaturas for the role of Andrea Chenier. Andrea Chenier is not meant to be sung as in Que gelida manina.
You're not singing,
This
you're
is a
acting.
this is a poet the same way as Rodolfo is, but they are two very different poets. When do you think Rodolfo would face the aristocrats and say, Qui causa di scherno? Never. That is not
Yeah,
Rodolfo.
yeah.
There is also
He
another
prefers
part.
to die in misery than that face
He
anyone.
prefers to live in misery, that's right. And when he makes this denounce uh, of poverty, when he says, varcai d'una chiesa la soglia, la un prete nella nicchia dei santi della Vergine accumulava doni e al sordo orecchio un tremulo veliardo invan chiedava pane. So they never cared about the misery of the beggars. That old man that is crying and stretching his hand to see if he could get bread. And in van stendea la mano, varcavi della viturilluscio, un non vi calunava bestemmiando il suolo che l'erario appena sazia. And he says, and there is a man in desperation cursed his vineyards because he could hardly pay his taxes. He cursed his cruel oppressors and even God for himself for having made her children suffer. That's the yell when that I did when it says e contra l'uomini le lagrime dai figli, and then in con tanta miseria la patrizia prole che fa, and then these fine lords, the aristocrats, what did they do with all that misery? Well, in in your eyes there is only the happiness of this. He's at a party, so he makes reference to that. So to your eyes there is only this party. There is only these parties that you have at night, and that you don't have pity for people. So for you, everything is all right. And when he's saying that, he turns to Madalena de Coigny, the woman he will fall in love, and says, but among all those miserable aristocrats, you are the only one who has, uh, who feels something for the poor people. And so that's how he falls in love for Madalena de Coigny, who he finds to be the only worth people that worth to be loved among all those aristocrats. If you see, these all are very, very tough words for someone to sing. And that is one of the reasons why I really love Andrea Chenier, one of the greatest roles. But let's move for Katya's interpretation now. What is it that you're singing for us now?
Okay, it's completely different. It's well, it's not happy, but it's softer. Definitely, it's softer than your music always. I will share Vereda Tropical, this tropic way.
Okay.
Let's see. Vereda tropical, la noche plena de quietud, con su perfume de humedad. La brisa que viene del mar, se oye el rumor de una canción, canción de amor y de piedad. Con ella fui noche tras noche hasta el mar para besar tu boca fresca de amor y me juró quererme más y más y no olvidar jamás aquellas noches junto al mar. Hoy solo me queda recordar, mis ojos mueren de llorar y el alma muere de esperar. Ah, 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 mm, mm, porque fue, tú lo dejas morir, vereda tropical, hazla volver a mí. Quiero besar tu boca grande junto al mar. Vereda tropical.
Tell us how come that soprano can actually sing that on stage when you're always so serious, so formal, so unreachable.
Okay, I'm not. uh, no, I'm not. I think that in this program has been very clear that I love to uh, to communicate, to be close to people. I love to create and work on my relationships. When I came up to the stage, I never get this old and big lady. It comes like this, and then we start to see. And this serious mood and all this environment, it's not my hit. It doesn't fit with me. I'm more like a kind of rock star. I have to say that, yes, indeed, I'm more like a rock star. And I came like, hi everyone. Pretty much. So I usually don't sing serious, at least that my song requires. And when my song requires, well, I get up to the stage and I salute. I'm like very happy as I used to be. I think I'm the same person on stage and not on stage. And then I breathe, I concentrate, and I start to sing my drama. In this case, this very beautiful song, it is also like a little drama in the musical sense because this person has been abandoned by his or her beloved one, and it's crying. But if you feel and pay attention to the music, it feels like probably the waves of the sea. Tropical, la noche plena de quietud, and you feel the sea this moving. So this is the way I try to feel it and to sing for all the people that is sharing this time with us. So I really enjoy this kind of music because it allows me to be a little more playful. Even when it's a sad song, it lets me be not that serious as some unknown areas of opera, and that's why I think that I like this kind of music.
Very interesting explanation. I wish that there were many singers who were that open to not always being, on the pose of actually,
I'm an opera singer, and you can come close to me.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
right. Okay. So my next part is not, I'm not going to actually sing it because I wanted to show you once again that the role is written in a very interesting way. This is the second aria of Chenier, which at this point I'm not sure if we should call it aria, provided that he's not, well, he's singing in the sense that he's alone on the stage and all the spotlights are on him. But on the actual way he's singing, again, and maybe I would like to insist on why this is so difficult for the tenor tessitura. Unless you are a spinto tenor or a dramatic tenor, this one is unreachable for lyric tenors because this puts too much effort on the center of the voice, and the lyric tenors not are not made, let's say, to be continuously singing loud in that range of their voice. They are much more comfortable in a much higher range, the upper register, rather than in the center. What usually happens when you're not used to singing that much in the center is that your voice cracks at some point.
I,
It's time.
I would like to say that in my case, to sing in the same area or the same note all the time or a very large phrase uses to be exhaustive. It doesn't mean if it's in the middle or if it's higher. Beep beep beep. Oh my God, it's killer.
I really have never thought about it, about
I
keeping the
love
same note. But yeah, all voices are
it.
different, so I really can't believe it happens as you're explaining to us. And the text that I wanted more reading than actually singing is the second aria called Credo una posanza arcana. In this part, mostly more spoken than sung, Chenier tells us about the. I wouldn't like to say the God because he never mentions the God he believes in, but in the power or the energy that sets the destiny of men. So he says, crea una posanza arcana que benigna o maligna, which means either good or bad, that energy or that power, i nostri passior guida, ors via per diversi sentieri dell'esistenza umana, which means we are not owners of our destiny. It is this posanza arcana that really guides our destiny. And he says, una posanza che dice a un uomo, tu sarai poeta, a un altro, a te una spada. So this posanza arcana says, you will be a poet, but you will be a soldier. Orbenone, il mio destino forse chi vuol mi, which means I will be whatever this power wants me to be. Se quel bramo mi si aveva, resto, allora partirò. E questo mio destino si mi chiama amore, io non ho amato ancora. Pure sovente nella vita ho sentita sul mio cammin vicina passare la donna che il destin mi fa mia, bella, ideale, divina come la poesia. So again, he's insisting on the fact that it is not really you who chooses who you will be with. It is this Posans Arcana that says who you are meant to know in the path of your life. Sul mio cammino amor, sì, più volte ha parlato la sua voce al cuore, uditalo sovente con la sua vita, con la sua voce evidente dirmi, credi all'amor, sceglie, tu sei amato. Da tempo per mi pervengo nostra lettere, or suavi, or gravi, or rampogni, or consigli. Uh, the mood of Chenier here, we have to understand something about the role of Chenier. He's a poet, but he's very true to what he believes in. And he believes in liberty, and he believes in what they were supposed to be. You know, if you're French or if you know French people, you know that they say égalité et fraternité. Moreover, the emphasis on égalité. So André Chenier believed in égalité, in people being equal, and that's what he defends throughout this whole area. There is another, the third area that is called Si fui soldato, is when he is brought to trial because even though he was in favor of the revolution, you know how politics are. So everything goes horribly wrong for him. So he will be killed, but let's stop it there. Let's not get to the moment when he dies. Because remember that every time I tell you something horrible, we go back to the nice thing that Katya shares with us. So let's go back to the beauty of music and let's see what Katya has in the room for us today.
Okay, I have this very non-commune song, Definición, by el maestro Salvador Moreno.
I don't know
I
that
don't know.
song. You have to tell us more about it.
I chose this one because, in the first place, it's a very weird song. Uh, Before I sound this one, I've never heard in somebody else's voices, and maybe if you try to look for her in the internet, you will not find many versions or lots of information about. Um, it's a very beautiful song that describes or tries to describe what does love means. It is a very complex issue. There are definitions by different characters. We have in the first place a Rose talking what she thinks that love is. Um, we have the water definition. We have the wind definition, a plain one, and I think that it is a very deep poem by Josefa Murillo that tell us that love can have many faces, not just for different persons, but for the same person, it can mean different things in different times, I guess. So it's musically complex because, well, in this case, I will sing it a cappella, of course, as I always sing, but it's complicated because the music is singing by i- some way, and you're singing in a very different direction. It's like if the piano is playing another song, totally a different one at the same time. It changes of measure almost in every single bar. We start in 3/4 and suddenly it changes to 2/4, but the next bar is 3/4. So it is a very, very complex song. When you read the score, it's like, oh my God, what kind of ET language is this?
And for
But
me,
it's
this will be the first time that I hear it, so I will pay lots of attention.
okay. Amor dijo la rosa, es un perfume, amor es un murmurio, dijo el agua. Amor es un suspiro, dijo el sentido. Amor, dijo la luz, es una llama. Amor es mentira. Amor es una lágrima.
I was expecting it ends in an awkward way. It wraps up like a leader. It like I said what I had to say, and it suddenly finishes.
Yep.
Interesting.
It,
How,
it,
how
it's like mind freak. I love this one because you don't know what to expect.
I don't know. I think it could be a very interesting uh, uh, if you ever sang an interesting selection like the ones you have brought to us in the two previous programs and this one, that would run a very nice presentation.
Yeah.
I think people would appreciate this kind of singing. Of course, they would request you to be Olympia or something like that at the end because that's what people would ask at the end, of course. But it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Because you are a soprano coloratura, so you will sing Olympia. You will.
So even if it never matches the mood of the concert, people usually ask for something they like or the
Yeah.
pieces they know. So you're familiar
Give
with
us
that.
your high notes. Give us your virtuosity. That's it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, okay, nice song, but what about the high F? When are we having
Yeah.
those F6, right?
Yeah. But we came because of you.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what people like to listen to in concerts. Okay, so as we're approaching the end of the program, because believe it or not, we're almost 1 hour already. Time really flies. We will go for the second. I'm not sure what would be more famous, Un dia l'azzurro spazio or Come un bel dì di maggio. Hmm. What I would like to
I
say
would
about
say second.
the second, you think? I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Well, let me tell you something about Come un bel dì di maggio. Somehow I make a parallel between these ones and Cavaradossi because the two of them are artists. The two of them are caught between political stuff. They are not leading anything, but they are caught in the entanglement of these political interests. Another parallel, he's about to be killed. Mario fusilato, and you know the case of Chenier, the very famous. how do you call this machine that cuts the head? The guillotina?
Guillotina, but in English, I don't know.
Well, this this metal thing that cuts your head.
It's about to
That
lose his head.
so the two of them are in jail. The two of them will be killed, and the two of them will have a final duet with their beloved one. In this case of Andrea Chenier with Madalena di Coigny. This piece, opposite to the other three arias, is more cantabile, but still there is no ligatura anywhere. So it is not meant to be sung legato in anywhere. Again, it is mostly more like declamato and mostly between the central B and the E of the voice of a tenor, which we already said it's very tiring. And again, it will end with a central note. It will be a Mi flat. No, sorry, and a D flat, the central D flat for a tenor, which is very difficult to do when you are singing. When you have been singing this stuff throughout the past 4 to 5 minutes. But it is a very lovely piece. I think that when you are facing that, what the things that you have believed in is what actually has brought you to death, that makes you feel something very special in those final moments of your life. And that's what Come un bel dì di maggio, like in a fair day in May, in the month of May, of course.
Come un benedicti maggio, che col bacio di vento e carezza di raggio si spegne in firmamento, col bacio io do la rima, carezza di poesia, salgo l'estrema cima dell'esistenza mia. La sfera che cammina per ogni umana sorte, ecco già m'avvicina all'ora della morte. E forse prima che l'ultima mia stroffia sia finita, ma non c'era il carnefice, la fine della vita. Sia strofe l'ultima ancor dona al tuo poeta la sfolgorante idea, la fiamma consueta. Io a te, mentre tu vivi da me scorti dal cuore, darò per rima il giallido spiro d'onor che muore.
So that's enough for this music of Umberto Giordano, which I think I have to insist. I think it is great the way he portrays this poet with so much intensity and true beliefs in his ideals, which finally lead him to death. And as you know, right after something horrible that I have sung, it comes something nice to wrap up in a better mood. So we're going for the final piece of our today's program. And what is it that you are sharing with us now, Katya?
Okay, you already sang Ying and I will sing Yang.
Okay.
Okay, it is a very sweet and light song. It's a lullaby, literally, by Mario Talavera. So I think we will go home and we will go to bed with a very nice idea after Andrea Chenier.
Yeah.
Cierra tus ojos que tienen sueño y duérmete al arrullo de mi canción, de esta canción que canto para que sueñe en todas estas cosas que sueño yo. Cierra los ojos que tienen sueño y duerme al arrullo de mi canción, de esta canción que sueñes en todas estas cosas que sueño yo. Cierra pues tus divinos ojos con sueño y duerme al arrullo de esta canción, soñando que te duermes entre mis brazos, como cuando era mío tu corazón. Cierra tus divinos ojos con sueño y duerme al arrullo de esta canción, soñando que te duermes entre mis brazos, como cuando